Hey, this is called low budget, folks. Uh, good. I guess it's afternoon now. Good afternoon.
Yep.
And welcome to Chat with the Docs at the Salome Center. I am Mo Wolf, the acupuncturist here, and
I'm Dr. Noel, the chiropractor here at the Salome Center.
And we've been on a rant for the last few weeks talking about Lyme disease and Lyme-related illnesses. And today, as you saw from the title, we will be talking about Lyme-related parasites. And we appropriately labeled this "Send in the Clowns." And no, we're not talking about Congress, but you're probably going to hear a lot of jokes about Congress today because we are talking about parasites. Just to give you the heads up. You've heard most of my jokes about Congress. Anyway.
They're daily.
Hey, get them out of the house. Whee! Anyway, this is not a sponsored ad, but if you would like to sponsor us and you have deep pockets and would like to, have some goofy practitioners that you can say, yeah, I pay for their show, feel free to give us a call, write us up a contract, send it on the back of a $50 bill, and we will take, we'll take it up with our attorney if we can find him under the bridge down there.
Eating government cheese.
Eating government cheese under the bridge. Can't afford the van, but he is down by the river. Still part of the bar association, both of them.
I love SNL.
I'm not going to go there.
So parasites.
Well, before we get there, I need to make a confession. I'm hot under the collar. I'm livid. This is me livid. The reason I'm livid is had a patient, sent her out for a Western blot. She went to her normal doctor. The normal doctor said, go see the infectious disease doctor. She went to see the infectious disease doctor at the clinic. The infectious disease doctor said, oh, we don't do Western blots. We only do ELISA tests. And then if you positive with the ELISA test, then we send you to the Western blot. It's two-tiered. It's much more specific. So the woman did the ELISA test. The ELISA test came back negative. She insisted on doing the Western blot. The Western blot came back with 5 positive bands. And the lab that did the Western blot said, it's positive for Lyme. The infectious disease doc, bless his little heart, said, no, you don't have Lyme disease. If you had Lyme disease, it would have tested positive on the ELISA test.
Jeez.
Am I nuts? You just had the kind of reaction that I had.
No, it's disappointing.
So
that's the kindest way to say it.
Number one, 56%. This is again from LymeDisease.org. I'm not digging too deep to get some of these statistics. You can find them. The infectious disease docs can find them if they can learn to read. 56% of patients with Lyme disease test negative using the two-tiered testing system. Mm-hmm. So when you're doing the ELISA test and the Western blot test, even with those two tests, 56% of all patients with Lyme disease test negative.
So flip a coin.
Flip a coin. You got these symptoms. You've got this clinical presentation. Flip a coin. It's just as accurate as doing the testing. But some people want to do the testing. But even when you're doing the antibody testings using the Western blot, remember, Lyme disease is an immunosuppressing illness. It's going to erase its tracks. It's not going to show up sometime. In fact, 20 to 30% of patients have false falsely negative antibody tests. It's hard for an asthmatic to say that. It's hard for a riled up asthmatic to say that. Man. So then, listen to this. The College of American Pathologists, also known as CAP, because we like acronyms in this country, CAP. Here I thought it was Civil Air Patrol. But no, they graduated from high school, went to med school, and now they're College of American Pathologists. They found that the ELISA tests do not have adequate sensitivity for being used for screening purposes. That was in a study by Bakken back in 1997. This stuff has been around. An infectious disease doc has no excuse for not knowing this. This is their bread and butter.
Yeah.
52% of patients with chronic disease are negative by ELISA, but positive by Western blot. A study by Danta, published by Danta in 2002.
Where was this doctor at? Was that in town here?
That was in town. That was in town. And that's the problem with some of the docs in town. I think we have 3 of them in this town that are literate. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's about 3 of them in town that are literate.